Alright, hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start my very first project that I'm going to record for you guys. So this is part 1 of my light bulb project. I'm going to be walking you through how to create a light bulb on Onshape. Now you may be wondering, well, why'd you pick a light bulb? Out of all the things you could have done, why'd you pick a light bulb? And to that I would say, well, I figured it's just, it's a nice, easy project for more not so advanced users of Onshape. So without further ado, I'm going to begin. So as you can see, I have my workspace up here. I have it centered on the front plane because that is the plane I'm going to use to create my first sketch on. Now, in part 1, I'm just going to be covering the base of the light bulb, the part that screws into a lamp or whatever you want to put the light into, put it into lamp, lava lamp, light fixture, whatever. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a line, start at the origin, drag downwards. Now, to make this base, I'm going to use the revolve tool, and so I am only going to sketch half of this, and then that is going to revolve around this line particularly. So, that's the length of the base. Now, I'm going to make the part that actually touches the bottom of the lamp or whatever. Now, this light bulb I'm making it's not going to have exact measurements, but it is going to look like a light bulb. It is going to be a light bulb. It's just not going to have perfect measurements, okay? So, made that arc. What you want to do is you just want to have it slightly curved upwards. And then what you want to do is, no, I'm not going to do the minute, well, I will. What can it hurt? Okay, so now you want to create a line that goes off of this arc. But you want to make it very small. Again, this is very minute detail. Very minute detail. And then, still on line, want to go to the far end of that line. Click, zoom out, while still on the line tool. Don't click out of that just yet. And then I'm going to angle it. I'd say probably make this about 40 degrees from this line to this line. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. These measurements are not accurate. Alright, so get ready. It's going to be another minute detail because I'm an absolute perfectionist. Alright, I'm going to get really close to this line and make it very short. Okay, I zoomed in way too much because it took me a little bit to get to just 1/1000th of an inch, so that's okay. It's not gonna hurt. Alright, so now we want an arc. Zoom out again. Done with my new details for now. Alright, hold on. I need to check my own light bulb for reference. And I'd say this is good. Yep. Actually, you know what? Let me delete this arc first. I'm going to make a horizontal line that goes from this line to the arc, so that it extends out just a bit. Alright. There we go. I'm good with this. Okay. And take our line tool, go straight up, click, double click to finish it, and now we have our base, which we are going to revolve around this line to create our base. But once we do that, our base still is not finished. There's one more thing we must do. Actually, technically two-ish more things. But this first thing is going to be pretty new to a lot of you, if you don't know much about Onshape. Okay. So now we have our base. Now, what I'm going to do next is basically lay the groundwork for the threads of the screw part of the base. So, I don't know where the Helix tool is right off the top of my head, so I'm just going to look for it, because there's a nifty search toolbar here. Helix. Click Helix. Here it says conical or cylindrical face. I'm going to select this cylinder. And this looks like a pretty reasonable amount of turns here already. So I'm going to click the green check mark to finish that. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the actual threads for the light bulb. And so what I'm going to do is I need to create the cross section of the thread, and it needs to be attached to this path because I'm going to use this path as a sweep path. And I'm going to use the sweep tool to basically make that cross section go all the way around this line. So, since this plane is connected to this exact point, I need to make my sketch on this plane. So I'm going to click on this, hit sketch. So I'm going to start up here at this top point. And then the best thing to do first would be to make a construction line that's very close to this edge, but not on it, so that we have a reference point to make our threads even on both sides of them. Now, I'm going to take my arc tool. Oh, it's still on construction. Click off of it and go back here. I'm going to click there. Make another arc. Make sure that between here is as little disruption as possible. You have as little of a corner there, distinguishable corner there as possible. Actually, this isn't big enough. Let me delete these. And actually probably make my line a little farther away. I discovered there's a extra line there. That happens a lot. I'm going to extend this a little bit just in case I need to. Alright, now, I'm going to retry, make this big enough. Now, this isn't exactly even. These arcs are not exactly even, and the way you could have made them even is if you had, taken a line, went to the midpoint of this arc, double-clicked, selected the mirror tool, and then, did that. But I wasn't too particular about that, so it doesn't matter to me. So, now that the arcs are made, I'm going to close that shape. Now, you know what? I'm going to drag this. No, that skews it. Okay. So, leave it like that. Green check mark. And then going to sweep this. So I have my faces selected first. Then I select my sweep path. As you can see here now, I have threads. Alright, so as you can see, my threads are bigger than they just were, and that's because I went and I stopped recording and I went and made them bigger because I still wasn't satisfied with them, but now I finally am. So, now we can see we have threads on our light bulb. Well, technically just the base for now. There will be a light bulb. Alright, now, what we want to do is we want to kind of create a little indent, and we want to create the base for which our wires are going to rest on. So, I'm going to go to the top of the base, click on this circle, and I am going to create another circle starting at the origin. I'm going to make it almost as big as this circle, but not quite as big. Alright, that circle's done. Actually, I could also do it this way. I could create another circle, about this big, let's say. Hit my green check mark. Click on this outer ring. I will hit extrude. And then remove because I want to carve out of the space. I don't want it this deep, so you could actually click on this arrow and then drag it up. And the depth will go to as deep as this top part of the arrow. And I'm going to make this 0.25. I just like more, I guess numbers that have more greatest common factors. I don't know. Hit the green check mark. Now, the last thing I'm going to do in part 1 of this project is I am going to click on this face and click on this face, and then click fillet. Now what this tool does is it rounds out edges. So I don't want it that big, so I'm going to decrease it. I'm going to see what 1/2 of an inch does for me. Oh wait, no. That was 0.1, wasn't it? 0.05 inches. There we go. That's much better. Alright. Click the green check mark. Alright. And I might do some more work with cutting off this part of the thread, but I think this is good enough for part 1 of this tutorial. So I'm gonna call this the end of part 1 for the light bulb project. If you watched to the end, thank you so much. Your views matter so much to the progression of my channel, and I will continue putting out more videos for you to watch and, hopefully learn a bit. Just have fun with making a project. And with all that said, again, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like, subscribe if you want. See you later. Bye.